You're watching Nevada Business Chronicles. Take a journey with us to see the innovative businesses that put Nevada on the business map. Connecting you with the businesses, events, and organizations that bring innovation and prosperity to the Nevada area, please welcome your host, Mitch Burney. Founded in 2013, moving to this location at 1300 Freeport Boulevard in 2014, we're here today at L&L Reclaimed Wood, repurposing wood from all over the country. Let's meet the founder and partner, Jay LaBelle. Jay, welcome to the show.
How's it going, Mitch? Good to be here.
Very good. Thank you for asking. I cannot wait to share your business with our community. It is so beautiful what you do here. How did L&L Reclaimed Wood get its start?
Well, I started the business because I had a client up in the Tahoe area that wanted me to incorporate some reclaimed lumber into their house. And being from back east, I knew a lot of people back there that were in the industry, and I told them I'd go back and do a little research. So after being back there and doing the research, I decided to open this company, and I thought it would be a good business in the future for future clients.
A good business, Jay. I cannot wait to show them where it all starts. Can you give us a tour of your facility?
Sure, let's go.
Do it. So Jay, this is where it all starts. What do we got here?
Yeah, well, when the trucks are unloaded, the wood's brought over here to be processed. This particular batch is white oak planks, some 4-inch thick by 13-inch wide, some of them.
You don't even see wood like this anymore.
No, you can't order it new like this anymore, and if you were able to get it, it would be a 6-month to a year lead time on it.
Jay, it looks like you're using historical machinery to mill this wood.
Well, actually, this piece of machinery was built in the 40s, and what I like about it is they were built to last, and there's not much that can go wrong with this piece of machinery.
Seems appropriate too, historic machinery, milling historic wood.
Yeah.
Jay, even at this state, you can start to feel the history of this piece of wood coming to life.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about this board coming out of a 200-year-old barn, you know, and now that we've straightened it out and into a 1x6, we're going to take it through the sander and then really see what this wood looks like.
And it's got a vintage feel already with its own knots and stress cracks. It really is cool, isn't it?
It has a lot of character. There'll be some wormholes here and there, and you know, that's part of the beauty of this old wood, is the character.
Well, this looks like quite a contraption. What does this do?
Well, this is one of the final steps with the wood. This is a 53-inch 3-headed sander that we can do a lot of things with. We're just going to clean up this board for you so you can see what the wood really looks like. There's lots of other processes, tongue and groove, all that we can do with the wood, but I just want to show you what it'll look like cleaned up.
Jay, besides the green factor of recycling or repurposing this vintage wood, you've got to love what you do, because this is art.
Yeah, I mean, we really enjoy working with this old wood. This piece is a piece of white oak that will probably turn into flooring because of all the nice character it has with the checks and the wormholes. We'll put it through another piece of machinery and put a tongue and groove in it, and somebody's going to really enjoy the fact that they recycled a 200-year-old beam into their flooring. I
can't wait to show them the rest of your warehouse, because you have stockpiles of different varieties of woods. Let's show them that, if you don't mind.
Okay, let's go.
Jay, this is a big deal, what we're looking at.
Yeah, we have a lot of different species of wood in here, but this is the rarest wood we have in here. This is an American wormy chestnut, and the majority of it in our country went extinct in the 1800s from a bug. So it's very rare wood to find, and we have a pretty good stock of it.
Well, I understand that they're starting to try to farm some of this and regrow it.
Right.
How does that work?
Well, there is an effort to try to get the chestnut population going again, but there's a big difference between growing wood nowadays and what happened 200 years ago. If you look at this piece of wood here and look at the growth rings, how tight they are, I mean, there's probably 30 years in an inch there. So, you know, they're not able to do that, and the wood isn't as stable as this older wood is, and it doesn't have the color and the character that this older wood has.
So when they're farming wood, they're trying to make it grow as fast as they can,
Right.
watering it scheduled, and
Right.
nature doesn't really quite do it that way.
Right.
So they can get, what, close to 1/4 of an inch a year per year. So in 1 inch, you've got maybe 4 years.
Right.
And here, 1 inch could be 30, 35 years.
Well, some of this wood dates back to the mid-1700s, so it has a lot of character in it.
Let's see some of what you make with it now, if we
Sure.
can. So Jay, this is where the magic happens.
This is where all the furniture and cabinets and everything gets put together in here.
Well, you have a master craftsman that works with you. Tell us a little bit about Mike.
Well, I met Mike when I opened this shop up here, and he is truly the best craftsman I've ever met, and he's now a partner in the business. So,
Well, let's meet him.
this is Mike.
Mike, thanks for joining us. Jay speaks so highly of your work, as he mentioned just a minute ago, the best he's ever worked with in the industry. When we go up to the house in Martis, they're going to get to see your artistry. It's magnificent. I can't wait to show people all of the other things that you've put together in this Martis Camp house. Jay, can we go up and take a look at that?
Yeah, let's go. It's going to be fun.
Let's do that. Jay, this is magnificent. I don't even know how to describe the awe that I'm feeling right now standing in front of this house. Between J&S Construction and L&L Reclaimed Wood, the marriage of those two businesses, out of that comes something extraordinary. You must be so proud.
Yeah, we're really proud of this house. And you know, one of the visions I had with L&L Reclaimed was to be able to develop a kind of a one-stop shop for my clients. You know, we have some amazing craftsmen that work for J&S, along with L&L Reclaim and the mill and our capabilities to build anything in the house. It's really turned into a really nice marriage between the two companies.
Now, we really haven't talked a lot about J&S Construction, which is, you know, the heartbeat of being able to even then transfer that into home building. Tell us about that.
Well, you know, J&S Construction, we've done a lot of big projects in the area and in Nevada. And I just wanted to develop something unique. And I think that we've pulled that off with L&L Reclaim and J&S Construction.
Well, the beauty is you have the ability to do both, you know, with
Right.
regular woods and then with the reclaimed woods. You really can do more than most contractors can.
Well, I mean, I think for this style of house, we're head and shoulders above some of the competition. But we also do modern houses, we do commercial construction, we do pretty much everything.
I think one of the things they're going to get to see as we take a closer look at this house is some attention to detail that is unprecedented, unparalleled in your industry. Can we take a look?
Yeah, let's go take a look.
I really want to start with these doors, Jay. These are garage doors.
Yeah.
And they have a feeling of kind of a barn style.
Yeah, it's all, you know, the old barn wood, and you can see all the intricate little details that go on the door.
Now, how do these doors open up? Do they just go straight up?
No, they open up like a normal garage door. If you look real close, you'll see where we have the seams.
Oh my gosh, could not even see those before you pointed them out.
So this would be one panel, and then they open up.
And the wood for this, I just love how you've spent the time making them match and feel the synergy between door to door to door and the workmanship that goes into creating those. Magnificent.
Yeah, I think one thing people don't realize is that working with this old wood is quite a challenge. It's not like grabbing new wood from a lumber yard and putting some together. To blend the colors, to get everything to match is quite a bit of work.
I really want to talk about the attention to detail and the quality of workmanship. You were telling me about this style of joining two pieces of wood together. You called it scribing. Can we take a closer look at some of that?
Okay. When you're using new beams, everything's square and exact dimensions. When you're dealing with this old wood, you'll have to do this scribing there, and it's a lot of work and time, and you really need to know what you're doing to make it look like it belongs there.
Yeah, it's just fantastic. I really want to talk about this door. This is art. It's more than a door.
No, this was another one of our, well, when we talk about handmade, this house truly is handmade. Everything in it is handmade. This door was another door Mike built down the shop. It's a Dutch door, so the top will open up, and it's just a beautiful door.
And you built all of the doors throughout this entire house.
Right.
The front door, I can't wait to show them that.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool door.
Jay, before we get to the front door, we've got to talk about this bridge. It's everywhere you look, you've done something special.
Well, with the bridge, we have, in the landscaping detail, we have this little dry creek that goes through here, under the porch, and through a walkway to the guest house. So we wanted to create like a bridge. And once again, we used the old barn flooring to create the bridge.
Such character in this. Just walking up to the front door, you're already feeling the history. This door, it is spectacular. The wood on this, I just love the knot inside of this. What did you call this, a rose?
That's a hand-forged rose head nail that was, back in the late 1700s, early 1800s.
It's a great detail to the door, but tell me about the hardware that's on this, all custom.
Yeah, this is all hand-forged material, and the handle on this, everything is hand-forged. It's quite a door. It's probably a 400-pound door.
You carried some of the theme from the outside in, and then from the inside, you carried some of those themes to the outside, you were telling me.
Yeah, for the hand-forged material, we have all the barn door hardware and the handrails going up, and the railings going up. The details we did there, we brought to the porch outside.
Let's take a look at those. Jay, this is really special. I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah, it's a unique design. We incorporated the X with the hand-forged rods to create the safety barrier of the 4 inches.
And you carried this theme inside the house into the stairwell we're going to see, you said.
Yeah, we incorporated this into the railings that go to the second story of the house.
And the back side of the house, we can't forget to show that. Can we take a look back there?
Yeah, the back's pretty special.
Jay, I'm overwhelmed. Everywhere you look, there's such beauty and majesty to this house. I don't even know where to begin.
Well, right here, this is the guest cottage, and this little bridge here, it connects the guest cottage to the main house. The dry creek flows through underneath this bridge, back underneath the front porch, along to the front, and under the front bridge there you saw at the entryway.
Just magnificent. Jay, tell me about the upper part of this house.
Okay, well, this gable up here, the fascia boards are what we call thresher board, which is barn flooring in the old barns. And if you look at all the character in there, that's from 150, 200 years of cows and horses walking on those boards. And then the soffit underneath, you can see is more of a brownish color versus the gray siding. And the way we did that was the gray is from being exposed on a house. The reason why we went with brown on the soffit is because in a traditional old house, it would be brown because it didn't see the sunlight.
It's just fantastic. You're really creating an effect that is resonant of how authentic you want it to show up.
That was the whole idea here, is to make it look like it came from the East Coast somewhere.
The attention to detail that J&S Custom Homes really put into building this house is bar none.
Yeah, there was a lot of work that went into this house.
Jay, as I'm looking around here, we were just talking about the attention to detail. You have a beam here with 2 trusses across, and this beam was scribed for both of the trusses, and then the other truss was scribed for this beam, and it just flows up in there like it was always there, that it's been there for a couple hundred years. And Jay, tell me about the attention to detail up here against the house.
Well, what we try to do here is you still need to incorporate some structural stuff into using this old wood, but what we have there are joist hangers, and normally the beam would sit into that joist hanger and you would see the metal underneath, but we try to get it so we wouldn't have any of that metal on the bottom, so each one of those joist hangers was routed into the beam so that we didn't see as much metal.
Well, and from underneath, you see none. You see the bottom of the
Right.
wood. You really had to cut each one and fabricate the end of each one just to get those to sit in there like that.
Just a little extra attention to detail there, but it was a lot of work.
I can't wait to go inside and see what you did inside the house. Can we do that?
Yeah, let's go meet the owners.
Let's do it.
Welcome.
Oh, thank you
Good
very
seeing you.
much.
Mitch, this is Brad and Barbie Whitmer.
Nice to meet you.
Barbie, nice to see you again. Brad?
Jay, thank you.
I can't thank you enough for inviting us into your house so that we can share this incredible home with all of our viewers.
Please look around. We love showing it to people.
Thank you. Why don't we
Thank
do
you.
that, Jay?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. Jay, I don't even know where to begin. This house is so amazing. Where do we start?
Yeah, there's a lot to go over in this house, but we probably should start with the design professional because him and I worked closely on this project together to integrate all these beams. His company, Mountain Concepts, David Spears, he was really good to work with, and we were able to put all this together.
Well, we're standing on some of your work. Let's talk about the floor.
So the flooring in this house is all white oak flooring that was milled down in our shop, and you can see that by the texture of it, we call this a hit and miss, where we're actually leaving a little bit of the live edge of the board on there, and then some parts of it are smooth. So that was all milled down in our shop in Reno.
Absolutely beautiful. Let's go over and take a look at some of the support beams too. Jay, tell me the story about this beam. This has history, you can tell.
Well, pretty much every piece of wood in this house has history, but these beams in this house, the majority of them are all 12 by 12 oak beams, which is really hard to source. And most of them came out of structures that were 200 plus years old.
And how many different structures and states did the wood in this house come from?
We have 7 different states in this house.
Magnificent. Let's take a look at these doors next. I don't even know how to describe what I feel when I see something like this. This is artistry in something that is so functional and so elegant at the same time.
Yeah, well, the frame of this door is also white oak, which was sawed and milled in our shop out of the old beams. So that whole frame came out of those old beams, and then the inlay is with the barn siding.
And tell me about the supports that hold this door in place.
Well, this barn door hardware was designed specifically for this job, and I use a local forge company to make them for me.
So you designed this whole system to hang the doors.
Yes.
Absolutely fantastic. Jay, if you don't mind, I'd like to go upstairs where we can get a better look at some of the trusses that are up here as well.
Sure, let's go up there.
Now, Jay, on the way up, we've got to talk about this staircase. There's so many cool things going on here. One, the oak that is throughout most of the entire house here. But let's talk about the special effects on the stairwell.
Well, we incorporated the old beams as the posts. Barbie came up with the X pattern design, and we were struggling a little bit with what we were going to do with the 4-inch requirement here, and we came up with the hand forged pipes through here. They're solid metal and
All handmade,
all
hand forged.
Hand forged.
Same thing as these railings, which you grab these and you can really rely on them. They're just solid.
Yep, they're very solid.
Absolutely beautiful. Now, everywhere you look, there are unique beams across this house, and some of them are decorative, and other ones are actually structural.
Yeah, this particular beam is structural. It's roughly 13 by 14. It's a very large oak beam, and you can see some of the old pockets in the old barns. There would have been another beam coming out of there that was wood pegged together. These old barns were just put together with pegs, no nails, nothing.
It's just like every time you sit down and look around or look up or look over, there's just something else beautiful to see in this house.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool house.
Well, let's take a look over the top of the great room and show how those look.
Okay.
What I find really compelling here is that you have used historic wood, sometimes more than 200 years old, and how you've incorporated that into this home is a piece of art in itself with intention.
Yeah, the whole intent here was to create something that looked like it would have been built 200 years ago, right down to the wooden pegs and how they were notched together. You know, a lot of times you'll see these old beams in a house here and there, but they're not put together the way they were 200 years ago.
Rather historically accurate and
Yeah.
really paying homage to the quality of the woods and the richness of the woods that you've put in this house. Magnificent.
Yeah, this would have been what a true timber frame looked like.
And what a great view of the floor from here as well. Just absolutely spectacular. This seems to extend everywhere you walk, everywhere you look.
It's throughout a good portion of the home. There's some tile, but most of it is the wood flooring. Some carpet in the bedrooms, but mostly wood.
And speaking of that, we really need to take a look at some of the other rooms in this house, the bedrooms and the kitchen specifically.
Yeah.
Let's go do that.
Okay.
Jay, it's absolutely unbelievable. Everywhere I look in this entire house, there's your craftsmanship, Mike's work.
Yeah, I mean, every vanity in this house, you know, all the doors, everything was handmade. So it's really a remarkable house.
It's so beautiful, including some of the furniture in the grandkids' room.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at that next.
Tell us what you did inside this room.
Well, this room, Barbie wanted to create something for her grandkids. It's a two-part room. But these bunk beds that we made for her are all made out of the same reclaimed white oak beams, but we gave it a really smooth look. So, you know, she didn't want to have grandkids with too rough of wood out here. So it looks like a brand new piece of wood, but it's really the 200-year-old wood.
But as soon as you look closely at the grains and the wormholes and
Yeah.
everything else, you know this is still a higher quality wood
Right.
than what you could buy today.
So it's solid white oak.
And then these doors. Tell me about these doors.
Same thing. You know, this room up here, we didn't do any of the staining of the wood. This is all just hand waxed. But same thing, it's the oak with the barnwood inlay.
Which is really kind of a neat marriage between the two
Yeah.
feelings that brings the whole house together. Jay, I've got to ask you to show us the kitchen. It's one of my favorite rooms in the whole house.
Yeah, let's take a look at that
Let's do
next.
it. What an absolutely beautiful cabinet.
Well, actually, Mitch, that's the refrigerator, but I can see how you might think it was a cabinet. But all this work also is the reclaimed lumber, and you know, the detail in this cabinetry is amazing. It's all handmade, hand inlaid pieces everywhere.
You said that Mike was the best craftsman you've ever worked with. I mean, this, when you look at the attention to detail and what it takes each one of these pieces, and this continues throughout the whole kitchen.
Right.
Tell us about this.
That's just, you know, we wanted to give it the effect of a beam wrap on this hood to just kind of break it up a little bit from the cabinets.
Excellent choice. And the cabinets match the cabinet or the refrigerator as well. It just, the amount of doors that he had to create here.
They're spectacular.
Every piece, it has the same design. All these pieces had to be intricately cut and inlaid in there and matching size, shape, everything. Spectacular is the best word I can come up with, and that doesn't even describe it in person. You have to see it.
They also have the highest quality slides and closers and just everything that you can imagine in these
That
cabinets.
just closed itself.
Yeah, well, that's what they're supposed to do.
Jay, I'm always curious to see what I'm going to find behind another door in this house.
Well, this house is a little unique in fact that they each have their own private bathrooms. And once again, you just see some beautiful cabinetry work down here.
Jay, I can't think of a better time to talk about the custom furniture that you build as well. This furniture and these cabinets in here are not made with reclaimed wood.
Nope, that's new maple, but we also made that down at our shop and have the capabilities to do it whether it's reclaimed or new wood. We basically have the capabilities to build whatever piece of furniture someone's looking for.
Custom, new woods, old woods, you do
Right.
it all. I don't want to miss this also. What a beautiful showcase.
Yeah, this was an interesting wall where was the after fact that we was going to put on the stone veneer. It took a while to figure out what we were going to do with that window because of the stone. And I came up with using these hand-hewn beams to surround it, and became one of my favorite spots in the house.
Well, yeah, what a beautiful setting here with this vintage looking but yet new tub and the windows looking out into the wilderness. Absolutely spectacular. Barbie, it just is nothing shy of amazing. When I sit here, I see something else that I'd overlooked before, like the herringbone built-in cabinets and the shelves, baseboards. You can't even call them baseboards. This is art that trims the bottom of the walls here. How did you even get this concept to build a house out of reclaimed wood?
I think it just started with living in Tahoe and building this house that we wanted old wood and old history and warmth and neutral colors, and just every time I look at it, every corner I look in, it's a whole nother look and feeling. It's very relaxing, very calming. We thoroughly enjoyed it. It exceeds any expectation we ever had dreamed of.
Well, and ours as well. Thank you so much for inviting us into your home and allowing us to share this incredible space with our viewers. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
We're back at the shop where it all starts. They just got a fresh truckload of reclaimed wood. Let's go check it out.
Tim, how's it going?
Good, good.
Good. This is Mitch.
Hi, Mitch. How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
What a beautiful truck. I see that you can carry your own wood from around the country where you source it.
Yeah, we own our own truck. Tim and I started this company together, and he goes out and he hand selects all our wood.
And so, Tim, where did you just pull in from?
Iowa. Picked up some nice maple and oak beams. Very large, very rare.
Yeah, you don't see wood cut this big. Let's take a look at that.
Sure.
Tim, you were saying these were some extraordinarily large sections.
Very large. 40 foot long, 20 inches by 12 by 24. Very hard to find, very rare, and especially in your red and white oak, it's very hard to find.
Jay was telling me that you're constantly bringing new woods in to meet the people's needs and the demand.
You were in the shop earlier, and there's a lot of wood in there, but you have to be constantly bringing the wood in to be able to service different projects and different needs, different species of wood. So we bring a load in every 3 weeks.
We were looking inside the warehouse, and it looked like you could build another house out of there.
There's probably enough wood in there to build several houses at this point.
Tim, what a pleasure meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
Thanks, Mitch. Appreciate it.
What an amazing home they've built out of reclaimed wood. You can reach Jay LaBelle with J&S Custom Homes on the internet at jndscustom.com. Call them at 530-587-5716. Or if you want to reach L&L Reclaimed Wood, you can find them on the internet at llreclaimedwood.com, or give them a call at 775-359-1577. Hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did. For more information on this guest or to see this show in its entirety, visit nvbusinesschronicles.com. While you're there, you can watch all of our past shows on the Chronicles page and stay connected with us by following us on our social media. For information on becoming a guest on our show, contact us at info@nvbusinesschronicles.com. We hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks for watching. Tune in next week at the same time for more from Nevada Business Chronicles.